Okay, not all cemetery stones are the same. I find that interesting. There's some plaques on those big upright ones. Maybe we'll get back to that in a few minutes. You didn't miss anything. I just couldn't get to cooperate there for a moment. And I know it's in here, right in nearby. One moment. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm looking for a particular stone. I know it's in here. Basic place. Basically. But anyway, his family would like to know what happened to him. Yes, he's dead. There he is. Okay, this young man named Leland E. Roberts. I've done some research. I cannot find what the E stands for. He was from Missouri, PFC Infantry, World War II, born June 5 of 1926, died of wounds August 3, 1915. Sorry, 1945, my mistake. I don't know if that's okay. It seems like that's when he died, but that ending date for him, he wasn't buried here initially. I don't know if he's buried in Europe and then they moved him here or what happened. My understanding, he was in the European theater. So that narrows it down. And he died approximately 1 month after being wounded, which turned out to be mortally wounded. Oh man, thank you. Let's see, Carrie Long, thank you. Wow, you left a number of them. Oh, you subbed, well, thank you. And hi, Russell. And hi, Mika Alazar. I probably didn't get that right. I apologize. Names are important. That's why our parents gave them to us. Anyway, so this man here, 26 to 45. So he's essentially barely 19 years of age. He has a younger cousin. Of course, that cousin's older now. That's all the family's got left. Always. This man was always her hero, as she said, before he went off in the military. So you see this guy, he's just kind of guy that would do anything for anybody to help him out. He had a little rough life, like a lot of people do, getting started. And whether he's drafted or volunteered, he went over there. There's 3 dates. One when he was wounded, one when he died, that's the second one, and the third one when he was buried here. He was buried someplace. He was someplace else for some time. Now, there's a few others nearby that's listed with the same mission, I guess you'd say. I'm not going to wander through here and try to find them. And, you know, I noticed in this part of the cemetery, it looks like they're a little farther apart from front of stone to back of stone. Hi, puppy family. Glad to see you. And Kinsley Barber, I'm saying hi back to you too, bud. Annie Meadows, good to hear from you. Thank you. Hi. You might wonder, it's not the 4th of July, it's not Memorial Day, not even Labor Day. Why? Why do this video today? I don't have an answer for you. Went to church this morning. Never been to that church. And it wasn't too far from here. I was wanting to come back to see Mr. Roberts. And I had this in the back of my head to do this. Because I even have a senator's office helping to look into it. And they're searching. I've got the senator's first assistant's cell phone number. I mean, they take it real serious. After all, these folks gave their lives. It was taken from them. But here, this is what I want to point out. You see this big stone? And once again, I don't know these people. Some of them, I know of them, but on this stone, I don't know anybody. I just find it interesting that it's one big stone. Missouri, New York, New Jersey, District of Columbia, Kansas, Illinois. Did they not find them? Or were they unable to separate? I won't go any farther with that. I did one earlier. I just wanted to show over here. Here's some military trucks. I know you can't hear me. Way over there, there's more of them. So, this looks like one unit. Oh, yes it is. Killed in Laos, February 5th, 1969. Vietnam. And let's not argue whether we should have been there or not. They were there, doing a job. I got a story to tell you about a Vietnam vet. I've known a number of them. And most of them are gone. Let's just, Marine Corps, Air Force, killed in aircraft shot down by hostile gunfire, Vietnam, March 6, 1968. So is that more than one plane? Probably. That's a large number. One day, March 6, 1968, all these service personnel, as I say men, and it looks like they are men. Unfortunately nowadays, they kill our women's service personnel too. So died in an airplane crash May 22nd, 1944. Huh. Y'all know what that means. One crash. Took like 8 of them. Anyway, what that means is that, well, look at when the war was over. They didn't have that much more time to go. Whether you're the first one or the last one, a life is a life and it's sad to lose. Killed in helicopter crash in Vietnam, January 8, 1968. So I'm getting the idea that's what most of these are. They died together and they're memorialized together. Now, why Mr. Guy J. Brutano Jr.? They added his name. Anyway, what I'd like to know on behalf of this family is that, or one person in particular, his cousin. She says she still remembers him. If anybody, that name's familiar, if you've got a relative that served with him, pardon me, I know it's a shot in the dark, but I'll provide some more information over time. And this is not what I often do. Time to time, what I do on this channel is we show places we go. I mean, it's a car channel. Show a lot of cars, trucks, motorcycles, tractors, even a couple snowmobiles. It's got a motor in it, you know. I'll do a posting sometime soon with the information on Mr. Roberts, because I got the feeling that he's not the only one that was involved in whatever he was involved in, that they don't know or hadn't said everything. Now, POW flags, there's a bunch of them here. Let's World War II, World War II. Oh, I get it. Okay, let's help out this soldier here. Clean away some leaves, okay? One moment. Okay. James Roy Tash, Private U.S. Army, World War II. Born in 21, died in 42. BSM PH, maybe you all know what that is. POW, kill in action. Company F, 2731st Infantry, no, sorry, 273rd Infantry. Is that what that is? That looks like a slash. Company F2, 3rd, 2 of 3, 1st Infantry. So probably 3 of them died at the same time. Gone too soon. Isn't that right? 21 years of age. Just about. As they say, he wouldn't be able to buy a drink in a lot of places, or wouldn't be nowadays. Not that drinking's that important, but some folks like to do it responsibly. So, but it is beautiful. It overlooks some kind of river. I can zoom in. Hi, Cindy. I was just wondering if you found me again. You know, if it sounds cold out here, it is. But not everybody buried here was died at the time of their service, and that's true elsewhere. Let's take I knew some Nances. Let's take Ralph E. Nance Sr., U.S. Navy, World War II. He was born 23, passed on in 1990. So that's still kind of young, ain't it? 67 years of age, almost 66. That's younger every day. So he got to come home and live his life. Corporal Glover he's 80 years old, and he passed. I want to tell you a story. I was at McDonald's, and there's two old boys, and they were veterans. They were veterans from. Let me zoom out a little bit. It's pretty. It's kind of pretty for being a cemetery. They were veterans of World War II. One was also a Korean War veteran. They were talking, and one of them had just turned 86 years of age. I think that was it, but somewhere in there, at 86. So we'll just call them Roy and Bill. Bill told Roy, "You just had a birthday, didn't you?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's a true story." Let me get back inside out of the wind. One moment. I'll finish the story. Anyway, so Roy just had a birthday, turned 86. And Bill said, "You just turned 86, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And boys, so polite, Cindy, but you don't have to call me sir. Ma'am. Anyway, what I'm saying is that two young boys in between, they were proper and they were polite, and one said to the other, "Man, that's old." And these two, Bill and Roy, forgive me, I'm not going to give their real name even if I knew it. One was talking loud because he couldn't hear, and the other one, he was talking loud because his buddy couldn't hear, and we all just assumed they both couldn't hear the whole restaurant. Now, I don't eat at McDonald's. I just don't eat at McDonald's anymore. Haven't for a long time. Anyway, if you enjoy it, that's fine for a while. What I was going to say, I butchered this whole thing. So the one boy said to the other boy, said, "Hey, that's pretty old." And they're about 13. And Roy turned around and goes, "Yeah, I thought that was old too until I turned 85. Okay, that's the whole story right there. It's all in perspective. When you turn 80, 86 sounds old, but when you're 85, 86 don't sound too old. So I'm claiming to be 28 today. Don't laugh too hard. Why don't we claim 23? Anyway, earlier in the prior, and I'll re-release them again, we went by and saw Corporal Jarrett Smith's resting place. Now his body's there, but we know his soul and spirit has gone on. His father is putting together a relaxation area. That's what I call it. People with trauma, and I think it's military, but it might be just anybody. But what they do, as I drive around, I am taking you to another spot. I'm cutting across by the maintenance garage. Hey, a garage on a card channel. Go figure. In a cemetery. his son was one of the Freedom 13s, killed in 2021 in a pullout Afghanistan. We can talk about politics, but the man in the White House at that time did not have a good plan for getting out of there. I don't know how much different it would be. Take a look. I know that's loud, but it lets us all know we're still alive. But you just want to see this up here, okay? But anyway, young man, teenager. I'll finish that story. I was staying on the other one. I was setting up flags that that fell over. I set up flags that fell over along the boulevard where they were having his travel route for the memorial, okay, service. I just happened to stop in his hometown. I don't know, gas station, Walmart, whatever it was. Needed something as I was traveling. Let's hope I can find this again. Anyway, so a lady stopped and said, "Thank you, sir." And I said, "For what, ma'am?" And she said, "For setting those flags up." I go, "Well, you're welcome, but thank the young man that they're out here honoring. He's the one that made the sacrifice, along with others." So in the same facility, Jim will call it, that he would have gym class and things of that nature. They have memorial service. I understand there were people standing outside. They'd fill the whole gymnasium. I'm going to stop here. That'll give them a chance to go by, whoever they are. And we're going to take a look at this. This is what I was asking about earlier, but I'll finish it up. That young man, they used to come watch him play ball. And then he came, a little over a year or so after he graduated from high school, to his funeral. So we do, as a population, as a country, really rely upon our 18 to 25-year-olds to make that sacrifice for us now, don't we? Hey, I'm very patriotic, but let's give credit where credit's due. Yeah, older men and women lose their lives in action, but predominantly 18 years of age, 25. Here, let me get out here. This is not what I want to show you. There's something else. Hang on. Oh. When we look, I was asking what that was. Maybe we'll find out. Looks like something to do with the Navy to me. Like a mast of some sort. Merchant Marine. Okay. Now let's talk about these fellas, okay? Possible women as well. United States Merchant Marine World War II losses: 731 ships, 6,700 merchant seamen, Navy Armed Guards, 1,810. The merchant seamen were the ones that were on these Liberty ships transporting all the goods that were needed to fight the war. And we'll predominantly, go into Europe. And dedicated to the memory of merchant marine seamen and Navy armed guard who gave their lives in World War II in the service of their country. I'll let you read this here. When's the last time you thought about the merchant marines and the ones that lost their lives? You don't have to answer that. You're not the only one. Department of the Navy. Adjustable flagpole. Fallen Hero Memorial dedicated to and in remembrance of the Marines and FMF corpsmen who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. Sorry. Dedicated September 28, 2013. So this appears to be... By the way, I'm not even showing you 20% of this cemetery between this and the other one I did earlier, and the one that I posted as an announcement. I was doing this. Now Cindy, our friend Anthony, told me I needed to post it so that he would be notified, but he didn't. Guadalcanal. Wow. I think that's what it says. Dedicated to all Marines and those who served their country with the United States Marine Corps faithfully since 10 November 1775. Remember the anniversary they just had? 10 November of 2025. Uncommon valor was a common virtue in service to God and country. Semper Fidelis. It's awfully quiet out here. I don't know if I should use the word awful. Kill in action. They even provide us a place to sit if you choose to. Those who died are the chosen ones. Those who survive are the chosen few. Interesting. I wasn't in the Navy. We used to kid them that they were our taxi service to take us places. Later on we realized, we were just all young and having a good time kidding around. These folks are the ones that did the ultimate service. U.S. submarine veterans. They have in World War II at least, they have the highest percentage of fatalities. "52 United States submarines." Well, let's say there was 20 on each one. You can do the math. Some had a few less, some had more. Go ahead and correct me. I don't know much about submarines, except for I spoke with a submarine commander, and then he moved on up. Quite impressive man. And he said, "Sir, when you're in this," how do you say it? Well, we'll say submarine service, but that's not how he said it. Your ship is going to sink. It's just a question if it's going to come back up again. He said it much nicer. Okay. I don't go 30 minutes on these, so give me 5 minutes or so and I'll find what it is I'm looking for. And it'll be for everybody around the world, basically, because it's not just American personnel buried here. I find it very interesting. Okay, thank you. Oh, Mustang Sally, hi. And there's Carrie Long. Hi, Carrie. She says, oh. Carrie Long's up there. I thank you for subbing again. Glad you liked the stream. And anybody, man, if there's something you want to see, just let me know. I'm not doing quite as much traveling as I was. Look at that. That's how we end this. I'll be back in 5 minutes, give or take.